Hello, my name is Marina and I am the CEO and founder of Kanerani. If you want to know more about Kanerani marketing, click on the description box. Don't forget to share it with your friends and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any content. And remember, this video is based on my thoughts and opinions. Without further ado, let's begin. Like the United States, Latin America has a very complicated racial history. And just like the US, Latin American countries have their own indigenous communities and also different colonization histories. Also, the transatlantic slave trade has had a huge impact on the cultural and ethnic background of people from Latin America, as well as more recent immigration from Europe and Asia. The current US Census defines Hispanic or Latinx as a person of Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central American, or other Spanish culture or origin regardless of race. But did you know that there are no Latinx in Latin America? You heard that right. To understand what race Latinx and Hispanics are, you first must understand the difference between Latinx and Hispanics. So let's begin. First, we have to understand that Latinx and Hispanic are U.S.-made terms to communities of Latin American descent or of Spanish-speaking countries. Hispanic identity refers to the language of people of Spanish-speaking origins. Latinx identity, however, refers to people whose origins are geographically located in Latin America. For example, Brazilians are Latinx because a country is located in Latin America, but aren't considered Hispanic because the country's primary language is Portuguese. Meanwhile, Spaniards, their language is Spanish and are Hispanic, but not Latinx because the country is located in Europe. Latinx identity brings together people in South, Central, and the Caribbean who share a history of Spanish colonization, but that category isn't defined by having Spanish-speaking ancestry. So that's why reducing Latinx to being just one race makes no sense. Despite racial diversity that actually represents Latinx and Hispanic people, they are often represented as one homogeneous group instead of being recognized as being just as racially diverse as the population of the United States. The US and Latin American media have done a great job at constructing an image of what Latinx looks like, and the image is rarely Black or indigenous. For example, the more common profile of a Latinx person as portrayed in films and television is someone like Modern Family actress Sofia Vergara, as opposed to someone like Zoe Saldana, who identifies as Afro-Latina, of Puerto Rican and Dominican descent. Moreover, the second point, as a helpful tip to remember, when visiting a Latin American country, their citizens will normally identify with their nationality or ethnicity based on the country, not as Latinx, Hispanic. Why is it important to be clear about the distinction between race and ethnicity? In our efforts to prioritize racial diversity in our work and workplaces, we may end up accidentally using Hispanic or Latinx as a racial category. When we are intentional about these differences in our language, we may end up ignoring the fact that a white Latinx and a black Latinx lived experiences are not the same. So now that we discussed Latinx, did you learn something new? What do you think about this topic? And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Until next time.